I don't think my personal understanding or the community's collective consciousness could have ever grasped the severity of that event and how it would change the course of history for Hoboken. But when you look at the scale of the infrastructure damage, the scope of it, and then the period of time that was ahead of us to recover, it was a point of grieving for the entire community.
Hoboken gets flooded often. It's around sea level, right on the Hudson River, and it's just opposite Midtown. So that when Sandy happened, one of the projects that HUD funded was Rebuild by Design.
We did a community outreach process that tried to create common points of consensus. So, did the storm happen? Yes, it did. Were you flooded badly? Yes, we were. Do we agree that something should happen? Yes, we do.
We offer several grant programs to help take the burden of the flood risk to that are impacting the communities and impacting local governments and impacting people. 3 different grant programs. One is the hazard mitigation, and the goal of that funding is to reduce future losses and future damages impacted.
We are recipients of community development block grant funds. The umbrella of our program is a 4-part water management strategy called Resist, Delay, Store, and Discharge. Resist is the large federal project. Those are levees, gates, storm sewer separation on the tidal edge of our community. Delay and Store being the park projects, which is surface infrastructure to delay water from entering storage underground systems. And then we have 2 flood pumps, one 50 million gallon per day, one 40 million gallon per day. We're in the process of building our 3rd flood pump so that we have both active and passive systems that relate to either storm surge or rainfall related flooding, and they work symbiotically. The interior drainage supports the flood risk reduction measures, and the flood risk reduction measures support or limit the necessity to have interior drainage.
So they'll have separate systems so that they're not going to impact the wastewater treatment plant, and they're able to keep those separate. So it's several pieces that come together into a holistic solution for Hoboken that will deal with both pluvial and fluvial rainwater as well as storm surge flooding.
To give you an idea of how severe the flood risk is in the city of Hoboken, we're a mile square with 60,000 residents, and over 75% of the community is in a coastal A zone. Wow. So we have a higher density of risk per capita than New York City or Houston, Texas. Wow. So we're having this conversation in an area that was previously an asphalt parking lot, and if we were to have this conversation during Hurricane Sandy, the water would be above our heads. The city of Hoboken started in earnest with our partners at the Sewage Authority implementing projects in 2011. And in 2022, I would say we're about 70% of the way there. And we look to complete all of our major capital projects by 2026.